So drawing a function that meets the following requirements. If we have two roots, all that means is it crosses the x-axis twice. So roots are just where it crosses the x-axis. Cross the x-axis. And if it crosses the x-axis twice, it could be like this. Woo! Does that cross the x-axis twice? Sure does. Or if Alexander was like, well, I was going to do mine facing up because I would rather have a happy face than a frowny face. I agree. That also has two roots. Anything else that you can picture that has two roots? What if we just went straight V? Two roots, right? Okay. What's that? Okay. So I'll just go back to my original. This one has two roots. What about one root? Be an example of something that has one root. Does this have one root? Yeah? Okay. What about this? Does that have one root? You know what I'm saying? It's touching that x-axis once. That has one root. Or this one. You could do either one of them. Either of those have one root. Something that has no roots. No roots.
So that's like below.
Yeah, above or below. Exactly. This guy has no roots. Or this one has no roots. Question, what about this? Does that have any roots?
No.
What could be the equation of that guy? Hoyer-Vux. Yeah, y is 3 on that one. Or it could have been anything just below it or above it, just not crossing through that x-axis. Coo. Okay, so when I say, hey, go solve this and go find those roots, guys, would we toot or o-toot this? Toot. Let's go toot. And we'd have what multiplies to be negative 16 adds to be negative 6. Multiplies to be negative 16 adds to be negative 6. 8 and 2. Okay. Negative 8, positive 2. And then, so we practiced that a lot, and now we actually have it set equal to 0. So we did this like with the holes and the vertical asymptotes. When do each of these equal 0, would you say? What are our roots or our zeros? X is 8 and negative 2. Awesome. So what that tells us is that our graph crosses the x-axis when x is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As well as negative 2. Boom. And you guys know the general shape of an x squared graph. General shape of an x squared graph looks like, right? So all I care about in this whole chapter 4 is that you got your roots right, and then I just want you to draw the general shape through those roots. So mine might look like this, and then, Lucy's might have been like, oh, maybe Lucy, you went, seems like a little wider and a little shallower maybe. I don't care one bit. Maybe Thomas is like, oh, I went crazy. I went, woo! Okay, I don't care. All I care about is that it's facing up. We know it's facing up because it's a positive x squared. What if it was a negative x squared? It'd just be facing down still through those 2 points, though. Sound good? I'm not losing sleep over the how low the vertex goes. So all we got to know is that my roots or my zeros are at 8 and negative 2. You could put that as 8, 0, negative 2, 0. Because those are just 2 points. All right, let's switch this up a little bit. Write the equation of something with one root. Write the equation of something with one root. Crosses through once. Or any of those. Any ideas? What would be the equation of one of them? Negative x plus 3, is that what you said? Yeah. That works for me because she's saying negative x plus 3. Y equals negative x plus 3. You're saying that you would have gone up 3 and then had a slope of negative 1. That would do it. What about this one? This one could be x, and then I would do minus 3 if I was trying to go right 3. Does that sound right? So inside the parentheses, I'm going to go right 3, so I'm going to do minus 3 and then squared. What would this guy's equation be? Negative and then x plus 3, square it, because it's saying go in left 3 and then reflect down. Just some different options. You don't have to have them all. And it goes, x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Actually, that's not even the song that I use. because again, this is from a YouTube video that kids made. Not my kids, I just found on YouTube. Due to A, hang low under negative B plus or minus square root B squared minus 4AC. I mean, whatever you got to use to help you remember it, people. But this is the quadratic formula. And look, it helps you find the roots or the zeros. It's always x equals. And so if something's not factorable, we can always use this to help ourselves find those roots. Like this one, I would always do toot over quadratic formula just because I think it'd be faster, but not, we can't always toot. Does anything multiply to be negative 15 and add to be negative 4? 5 and 3, 15 and 1. There's no way we could get a 4, right? So we would have written prime if we couldn't factor this by hand, but now we can use that quadratic formula. So I think it's kind of helpful to remind yourself, like, what is my A, what is my B, what is my C? A is always the coefficient in front of the x squared. B is always the coefficient in front of the x, and C is the number by itself. So I like to say A is 1, B is negative 4, C is negative 15, and just have that staring me in the face. And then the quadratic formula is just doing x equals, what would negative B turn into? 4. Yeah, negative 4 would be 4 plus or minus square root B squared. Negative 4 squared? 16 minus 4 times my A, which was 1, times my C, which was negative 15, all over 2A. And again, if we simplify this, this is what's going to help us find that root. So underneath my square root, I've had 16 minus 4 times negative 15. And okay, I just did all that in one. So that would give us 4 plus or minus 8.72 all over 2. And then this is letting us know there's going to be 2 roots, guys. One of them is going to be 4 plus that amount divided by 2. One of them is going to be 4 minus. So I kind of do 2 little arrows to say, all right, I got to do 4 plus this thing, plus that thing, and then divide that by 2. And I got 6.4. I'm good with going to a decimal. And then if I did 4 minus that, 4 minus that, divided by 2, I'm going to get negative 2.4. Negative 2.4. Those are my roots, guys. So I'm going to go as far right as 6.4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half-ish. I'll put that in purple. And then left 2.4. Will my little u be facing up or facing down if it's x squared? Up. So I'm just going to say, all right, I'm going to go through those points. I'm going to draw a little u. And I've done what I need.